So this Just for Men beard and box. Yep, dye the box. Hey guys, it's Grace. So today I'm going to be showing you how I dye my eyebrows at home using beard dye. I feel like this has kind of been going viral recently. I know I've personally first saw it on TikTok, and then you know how like people are definitely listening to us? Well, then it came up on YouTube after watching it on TikTok. So I was watching videos on it on both TikTok and YouTube and was like, you know what? I have really been wanting to get my eyebrows microbladed or like the ombre powder, and I was like, why not just give it a go and try it? Which is a lot for me. I'm not like a rebel, I'm not a risk taker, but I tried it and it actually really worked, and now I'm going to be doing it again and I wanted to show you all how I do it. It's actually super simple to dye your eyebrows using box dye at home, but I feel like a lot of people are really nervous about doing it and about trying it, so I wanted to show you all how I do it. Like I said, it is super simple, so it's not really like you're gonna learn tons of stuff that isn't already on the box, but at least you can see like how I do it and what I've learned from the first time that I did do it. So, things you're going to need in order to do this. So first is some kind of brush that has something you can brush your eyebrows on. I would recommend a normal spoolie, but I did leave my spoolie at school and you know, we're quarantining right now, so this shall do. The next thing is something to apply the product with. Just any standard eyebrow or eyeliner brush that is small is going to work well for this. The third thing you're going to need is some kind of palette or something with a mirror. Hello, there you are. This mirror is dirty. Anything that will be a good mirror. I just don't have one at my desk, so this is what I'm going to use. The fourth thing you're going to need is makeup wipes. On the box, it does recommend that you shampoo this off, but this is also meant for beards, not eyebrows. I personally just used a makeup wipe the first time I did it, and that was good enough, but I definitely think a makeup wipe is probably just the way to go, but you could wash it off in the sink if you wanted to with like some face wash or soap. And of course you're going to need your boxed beard dye. So this Just for Men beard and mustache dye is actually what has been recommended on TikTok and on YouTube. So this is what I bought. I just went to my local CVS and just picked it up. It was like $10 or $11. I purposely picked a shade that looked a little bit lighter than my roots just because I was terrified, and I was like, I'd rather have lighter brows and then just exchange it and get a darker shade than have too dark of brows and then be screwed. So I just honestly looked at whatever color was on top and just tried to match it to my hair based off the picture, which isn't really like anything revolutionary, but just try to match the color. So I personally am using shade M30 Light Medium Brown, which I would say does match my roots really well. I would definitely pick a shade lighter than what you think you might need, just because when this did set on my brows for 5 minutes, they were just as dark as my roots, even though the top doesn't look as dark as my roots. So again, this is meant for beards and not eyebrows, so the instructions on here aren't going to be exactly what we're going to do, but I'm going to show you how to use it with the idea of using it for your brows. If you were to dye any kind of other hair or facial hair, it might be different, but this is what you would do just for your brows. With all of that said, we're going to take the sweater off. You probably don't want to wear something white, but do as I say, not as I do. I'm going to take my sweater off and put my hair up in a bun, and then we will get into dyeing them. Okay, so my hair is up, my sweater is off. I know my hair, like my head looks a little snatched right now, but that's okay. It's okay. Be worth it, because the brows will be nice. So as you can tell, I don't have like any makeup on right now. I literally just have a little bit of concealer under my eyes because my bags were wild this morning. It's okay. You don't want to have any makeup on, especially your eyebrows, of course, but also do not have any eye makeup or mascara on, because if your eyelashes are like elongated, they're going to get in the way, and I feel like it just wouldn't be a good idea. So make sure that you do not have any face makeup on and that your hair is up so that also your other hairs are staying away from your brows. I was just talking so much with my hands, like, whatever. Okay, so first things first, you want to brush your brows into place, just making sure that everything is in line.
Now that you're gone, I spend my nights all alone here.
Oh gosh. If you are doing this and your brows are tweezed and plucked and everything is in line, perfect. If not, I personally feel like it's okay. The first time I did this, my eyebrows were all kinds of messed up. They were very much caterpillars. And it was honestly okay, because if you dye a piece of hair that like is not in line with your brow, you can just pluck that hair out later. You just want to be careful about the very small hairs that like tweezers won't really get at home. like the little tiny blonde hairs you might have here. I mean, I have them like almost on my eyelid. Obviously don't put the product there to begin with, but some people have really fine hairs around their brows, and if you do dye that, it'll be hard to pluck. But if it's just a regular hair around your brow and it's just not in line, it's totally okay to just leave it there and then pluck it later, so don't be worried about that either. But I would say it's best practice to probably pluck your brows or wax them or get them all shipped up before you do this, just so you don't run the risk of having hairs everywhere that are a different color than you want them. That was like not English, but it's okay. So the next step is to start mixing the dye, so I'm going to show you how to mix that. Okay, sorry this is literally the worst lighting in the planet, but on the planet. Anyways, you're gonna take your box dye, and I want to show you how to mix this and what is included. Okay, so inside you get these gloves. I do not use these, to be honest. I just said wing it. Then you get 2 little bottles. One is the color base and one is the color developer. You will mix these together to get the perfect combination to dye your brows. Then it comes with this funky brush. This is because it is meant for beards and mustaches. Please do not use this on your brows, because unless you have thick brows, unless you have some real big brows, but please don't use this, it'd be way too big. You are going to use this side of it though to mix the product, and then they give you this plastic dish which is meant for mixing the product. So in the directions it does tell you to use about like 1 line of each product, and I don't know if you can quite see in here. Okay, you can kind of see there's like a little outline of a bottle of each, so it kind of tells you where to place the product, and it kind of suggests that you make a line of each. But when I did that, I ended up having way too much product just because it is for your eyebrows and not a beard. So all you're going to do is literally just make a pea-size amount of each one, and that will get you enough product for your brows. So this is the color developer, and I'm just going to go ahead and place 1 little dot on one side. I'm actually going to go a little bit more than that just to be safe. You can see there is just 1 little dot of the product. You definitely don't need a whole line. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing with the developer on the other side. Ooh, that was a bit more developer than dye, but that's okay because I'm going to leave these on for a little bit longer than I did. So there you go. That's literally all you have to do to mix it. So this is all you have to do to mix it. It's just 1 little dot of developer and 1 dot of dye. And then you're going to take the back side of this tool and you're just going to mix them together inside the pot.
Now that you're gone, I spend my nights all alone here, wishing you were here, sweet and...
Okay, and boom, there you go. There is your brow dye. And now we're just going to go ahead and apply it. Okay, so I feel like the angle of this may have gotten a little bit messed up, but it doesn't matter anyways because we're just going to zoom in so I can show you how to apply the dye. Okay, so we have our mixed dye in this little container, and all you're going to do is literally apply this to your eyebrows as if you were using a pomade and just fill it in the same way. I personally like to apply more product to the outer tail of my brow than I do to the inside, so I can create that natural kind of fading in, just like you would if you were applying brow product. But if you're going for like the same color throughout your brow, just apply it consistently. Okay, so we are very zoomed in right now, and I'm going to show you how to apply the product. I'm going to turn this way so I can apply it to this brow, and you can see just how I do it. I found that the first time I did this brow, and then while this one was sitting, I did the second brow, and then I set the timer, and I did feel like one was definitely darker than the other. So I would say set a timer as soon as you finish the first one, and then when it goes off, just, you know, again, set another one when this one happens, or just make note of the time that you do them because you want to make sure they're sitting for the exact same amount of time. Don't you just love like all the my little rat tail? So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it.
Now that you're gone, I spend my nights all alone here, wishing you were here, sweet atmosphere. The sun is going down and I am getting wild. It's sun going down, my intentions are mild.
going to set my timer for 7 minutes because the first time I did this, 5 minutes was not quite enough, but I don't want to leave it for 10. I'm a little too scared. So I'm going to set timer for 7 minutes and we'll see what happens. So while this one is setting, I'm going to go ahead and do the other one and then start another timer for exactly when this one goes on. Okay. Second one is on. My eyebrows are different sizes right now because the lady at the eyebrow place made this one really thin and made this one thick. So we love to see it. I currently have 4 minutes left on this brow, so whenever the timer was off, I'll just add another timer for 3 minutes so that this one will be on for 7, but you can already see how dark this brow is getting. Okay, so the brows are currently setting, but I wanted to show you just how much product is still left over in this container after using it. Like, there's still a decent amount of this product left, so that's what I mean when I say you do not need a lot. This will literally last you forever if you're just doing your eyebrows with it. Okay, so get your makeup wipes ready to go. These are like some random ones I want to say that I got from like Marshalls or TJ Maxx. They're like collagen cleansing facial towelettes. I hate makeup wipes. I hate all makeup wipes. I think they're terrible. So these are just ones I happen to have lying around, but you can see just how dark the brows are getting. This one is like nearly black, but I promise it won't look like that. Somebody take me out. Take me, see me out the door. Okay, enough. Last time I did this, I left the dye on for about 5 minutes, and I kind of felt like I wanted more from them. I wanted them to be a little bit darker because I personally like a dark brow, so I'm leaving them on for 7 minutes, although many of the videos that I've seen have left it on for 10 minutes, but it's totally up to you and your preference. I would always err on the side of caution and go for something that is like a lower time, just because you can always go back into another layer, but once it's on, you can fade it decently fast if you do mess up, but it's better to go light and then go more than to go too much and then be like, oh my god, I have black eyebrows. Okay, so since I just talked with these on for another minute, I'm setting it on for 2 minutes so I can take my other brow off, but I'm going to go ahead and wipe off this one. Okay, so we are zoomed back in and I'm just going to take, I'm looking in the viewfinder so I can see where I'm taking the dye off. I'm just taking the makeup wipe and I'm going to end up going in both directions and just kind of scrubbing my brow. My eyes are tweaking out like that. I'm like and boom. You can kind of see it matches my roots pretty well. It's playing up a little bit red on camera, but I think it's just because of the pink wall, and I have like another pink wall here and it's kind of just making it reflect really weird, but it looks like my brow is pretty filled in. Okay, so one eyebrow is currently taken off and the other one is just setting for another minute. If you do have sensitive skin, the box does say to shampoo it off just so that you're not leaving the dye on your skin, because apparently the dye can cause irritation to the skin. So if you have very sensitive skin, I would recommend washing it off with a face wash or soap, but I personally don't, like in terms of skin around my eyebrows, so that's why I'm using a wipe. But just be wary because there could be dye residue left over on your skin that could cause an irritation if you do have very sensitive skin. Enough, Grace, enough. Okay, so it has been a few minutes and we're going to wipe this brow off now. Wipe again in both directions to make sure that you're getting all the dye out of the hairs, and I just like to take my makeup wipe again and just kind of scrub extra to make sure that there's no dye left over. So now that the brow is fully done, you can see that there is, you know, not only is the hair dyed, but underneath, like the skin is kind of dyed as well, and so that's what kind of creates that like super full look. So that is how I dye my eyebrows at home with beard dye. Again, this is only my second time doing this, but I feel like it's worked both times I've done it, so I wanted to share with you all how I do it and that you don't need to be afraid of it. I would say that the first time I dyed it, it lasted about a week. And when I do take off my makeup, I take face wash and like literally go all over my face, including my eyebrows. I think that's why they faded so fast, but definitely give it a go. It is not permanent. On the box it does say that the dye is permanent until new hair grows in, but that is just false. So I would say just go for it, give it a try, see if you like it, and if you don't, it will fade really fast, and if you hate it, you can just wash it off with face wash and just scrub them quite a bit for a few days and it should be gone. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed watching me do this. I hope you learned something. I hope that you give this a try if you're wanting to. Just go for it. Have fun with it, and yeah, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. This is 2. You can only give 1, but give 2 if you could. Make sure to comment down below and subscribe to my channel. I know I am just starting it, but I hope to post at least once a week. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.